Hi friends, hello again. And now, hopefully you guys already saw the previous lesson on maps. So you guys already know a little bit on maps, but we'll review it right now really quick just in case you didn't. So we said there's some essentials that maps need in order to help us be able to read a map correctly. So we said we need a title so our map can tell us what we're trying to find or what it is that we're looking at, whether we're looking at weather or where a trip that we're gonna take, and it's gonna give us directions, maybe to some buried treasure that we might try to find, or whatever it is. We need a title so it'll tell us what it is. So my treasure, my neighborhood, getting to my school, whatever it is that you want to name it. We have a compass that we said tells us what way to go, north, east, south, or west. And the way that I was taught and the way that I remember it is never eat soggy waffles, right? NESW, because who likes to eat soggy waffles? Ugh, I know I don't, right? So never eat soggy waffles. Never starts with the letter N. Eat starts with the letter E. S is for soggy and W is for waffles, right? So north, east, south, west. Never eat soggy waffles. And then it'll tell you what way to go. If you're gonna go up, if you're gonna go to your right, if you're gonna go down, or you're gonna go to your left. And then we have symbols that tell us where we're gonna go as well. Maybe we're gonna go past the mountain, over the water, dive into the water. We're gonna go past a tree. We're gonna go wherever it is that we're gonna go. We're gonna have a symbol, and then for each symbol, we need to have something that it represents, right? So we need to know if the blue means sky or if the blue means water. We don't know. Blue can mean anything, right? So we need something that's gonna tell us what it means. So here it says the blue means fountain, the little purple house means my house, the brown means a mountain, we have a tree, this little seesaw means that there's a park, and we have a tall building, and we have an X. And then we said sometimes we have things and it's called a scale, because sometimes maps are so small on the paper and we don't know what it represents. So maybe here it says that one dash means you take 2 steps. So for every dash you take, you're going to count by 2s. So if you have 3 dashes, that's 2, 4, 6, right? It means take 6 steps towards wherever you're trying to go. And then we have the little squigglies, that means hop. So if you see the little squigglies, it means hop to the next destination. Maybe hop to the tree or hop to the mountain. And you can decide whatever your symbols mean. It doesn't have to mean the same thing that I'm telling you. That's just an example. So your symbols have to have words so they can tell you what they mean, so people that are looking at the maps know. Just like when we went to the zoo, we would know where to go. We saw that the 2 little people, the very tiny people, meant that that's where the bathrooms were, right? It doesn't mean that the bathrooms were that little. It's just if you saw that symbol around the park, it meant, oh, there's bathrooms there, so we can go there. So people would know how to get there. So you can make your very own map, and you can make it of absolutely anything that you want. And the cool thing about our map is that back in the very olden days, where old people used to make maps, sometimes it would take people a very long time to find the maps, because we didn't have email and we didn't have mail, so people would have to get things to people through horses. That would take a very long time sometimes, and our maps would end up looking very, very old. That's most of the times in movies when you see old pirate maps. They look very old because they've been buried for a very long time. You might see it in a bottle, maybe, that somebody finds it and tries to find the treasure. So we're gonna make our very own map, and we're gonna try to make it look old so we can use our imagination and we can make believe that it's a map to anything we want. So it's very simple, and all you need is some white paper. You're gonna need a little bit of water, and you're gonna need a tea bag. Okay, so if your mom and your daddy have some tea at home, just put it in a little bit of water. It's very tiny amount of water in there, and it's just steeping in there. It doesn't need to steep very long. It just needs to get a little bit wet so we can go ahead and put it on our paper because that's what's gonna make it look old. So once you get your sheet of paper, you can just go ahead and you can take your tea bag, okay? You're gonna take your tea bag, you're gonna squeeze it so it's not too wet, and then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna rub it all over your paper, okay? Don't be scared, just go ahead and rub it, and it's gonna start turning a little yellowish, okay? And that's what paper looks like usually when it gets older. It looks yellow and worn, right? So just go ahead and rub it, don't be scared. Make sure you rub it all over your paper. Make sure it's all nice and wet. Make sure you get the edges. And you guys can dab it if you want. Okay, here, you can dab it. You can rub it. Just make sure you get all the whole paper. Okay, nice and wet. And you can re-dip it in your water if it gets too dry, right? You can re-dip it in your water, squeeze it out a little bit, and then just keep on going. And just make sure you get all of it, okay? So I got mine all nice and wet, and I hope you got yours nice and wet too. And then after that, sometimes because they're very old and they've been around a very long time, we have the edges that kind of rip and tear and wear. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to just rip the edges too. Very simple, you don't need scissors. All you need is your fingers, and you can just go ahead and pull and tear right off. Because it's wet, it should be easy. So it's gonna look like this, right? It looks kind of torn and worn. You can go ahead and do it all around. Right, and don't be scared, right? Maps get very old, they get torn, they get worn. It's okay, doesn't matter. Just go ahead, and you see I got one side, one edge. You can go ahead and do the other. Right, and just take your time. Just take little pieces and rip them right off. You don't have to be in a hurry, even though I know you might be in a hurry because maybe you're making a map to find some buried treasure and you're in such a hurry because all you want to do is find it. But take your time, because if you have a good map, then that means people will be able to find it. If you have a bad map, then everyone's just gonna be lost. That treasure is gonna be buried forever. No one's gonna be able to find it, right? It could be a map maybe to your room. Maybe you wanna hide a cool toy in your room and have mommy or your daddy or your sister and your brother find it, so you can make a map of where your bed is, where your closet is. Maybe if you have a bathroom in there, maybe if you have a toy shelf, of all of the things to tell your mommies or your daddies or an adult or your siblings where to look to be able to find the buried or the hidden toy, right? It could be something in your backyard. Or I saw Sawyer today, lives close to school, and he went to, he visited our school, the front of our school. So maybe he wants to make a map on how to get to Child's World, right? And see if they can follow it and if it's right. So here I'm just tearing the sides some more. So I've got that side, I've got 3 sides. 1, 2, I got the 3rd side, and I'm just gonna keep tearing it up. I've got the very last side. Just gonna keep on tearing. I'm almost through there. Right? Almost done. Okay. And if you put too much water, then maybe you'll have to just come back to it because it'll be too wet for you to be able to draw on it. And you can crumple it up like this, right? Oh, throw it away. Just kidding. No, you can open it up again. And then it looks even more worn, right? It looks like it's been somewhere forever, for centuries and hundreds of years. So it looks even extra old, which is super cool, right? And after you do that, then you have your paper to be able to draw your map. So remember to add a title on there. So whatever it is, my bedroom, my hidden toys, my neighborhood, CWS, whatever it is, you can go ahead and you can draw a compass. your symbols and what they mean, right? You can all do it on your paper. You can use crayons, you can use markers. I mean, I'm just gonna start here. So I said that I'm gonna start at my house. So I'm gonna make one for my buried treasure. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna write my buried treasure right at the top. My buried treasure. Okay, so I put a title on mine. My buried treasure. You can put whatever title you want on yours, and you can go ahead and you can make a little compass on the corner, and you can just make a little T, cross it, right? A T, and then you can put the letters. So I'll show you right at the corner. I'm gonna make a T, just like that. T, cross, and then you're gonna put north. Remember, never eat soggy waffles. North, east, south, west, right? So N at the very top, then east, S for south, and west. So there it goes. Okay, and then you can draw whatever it is that you want. So on my map, we're gonna start at my house. So I have a little picture of my house first, because that's where we're gonna start. And then I'm gonna have whoever finds my map, I'm gonna have them hop, 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 hop. So I'm gonna use my little squiggly lines, but you can use whatever you'd like. Squiggly lines, hop, 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 all the way till we get to the tree. So they're gonna go, so look at here. You have south, so from my house, they are going to hop south till they get to, I think I'm gonna make a tree. So I'm gonna have them hop, hop, hop till they get to the tree. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a tree. It could be flowers. Maybe it's a ship that they have to get to. Maybe it could be whatever it is that you want it to be. It could be your very own map to anything you want it to be. So I have one here that I made earlier that says My Buried Treasure, and you see how it looks all crumpled up and cool. It's all dry now, and I tore the edges and I put a title. There's my compass rose, and there it is. So from my house, you're going to go south. You're going to take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 steps south to the tree. And then you're gonna hop, 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 hop all the way till you get to the park. Then you're going to keep walking. Remember, 2 steps for every line to the mountain. You're going to tiptoe past the top building. And then you're gonna walk to the water and tiptoe to the tree where X marks the spot. And my compass is in the front, and in the back, I just put the little lenses. So in the back, I put the symbols, and then I put the words to what each of the symbols mean. If you don't have space in the front of your map, you can go ahead and do it in the back of your map. Usually people look in both sides to tell them what they are. Okay, so that was my map to my buried treasure. And maybe right now, I'll go inside and I'll give it to my mom so she can find the buried treasure that I have in my backyard near the tree that I love. So you can go ahead and you can make your very own map to your very own destination, whatever it is. Just make sure that you take some pictures, send them to me on Remind. I love to see your guys' creative work. It's also wonderful. And I hope that you guys find some good stuff. I'll see you guys. I love you guys. Bye.